Hi all, welcome back to the final whistle. It's that time again. It's the Championship predictions week 19. Hope everyone's well. Get involved tonight. Let me know your predictions ahead of this weekend's games. Some good games on show this weekend. And a lot of battles for promotion in there as well. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of teams, wanting to get safe in the Championship, a lot happened in midweek. We're going to discuss it with FootballMartin. We're going to discuss midweek. We're going to discuss the weekend games as well. Guys, as always, get your predictions in. Get your comments in, as always. Let us know. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the Final Whistle, please do so. Also, go and check out FootballMartin, who will be joining me very shortly. So let's have a look who's in the comments tonight. Callum, how are you, mate? Are you doing the third round cut draw on Sunday, shown on our TV? Potentially, we'll see. Casey, how are you, pal? What you saying, mate? How come you're so late, mate? I had to get my hair cut and that, and let's just say it took longer than expected. But no, I'm here, and that's what matters. The show goes on. You know what I'm saying? No cancellations at the final whistle. The show always goes on. And Dave, good seeing you on Wednesday night, mate, with your Australian cousin, Pete. I think it was. Big up them too. They were like the bloody Chuckle Brothers MP. Let's get my guest in, Mr. Football Martin. Martin, how are you, my friend?
Yes, I'm good, Jack. Not too bad at all. Warming up slowly but surely after Wednesday night. I'm still freaking freezing. It was so cold. It was like for you at your game, but boy, am I cold. It's been bitter, isn't it?
It's been bloody cold. It's been -degrees in Leicester at times, and I think we'll expect snow at some point. Hopefully not too soon. So Martin, shout out your channel, mate. Let everyone know where they can find you and what you do at FootballMartin, pal.
Yeah, give me a follow at FootballMartin _ on YouTube, on TikTok, creating loads of content, loads of fan-related content. There's loads of fan cams. I want to get fans involved in my channel. Get your thoughts on everything that is going on at our football club, Southampton, and also in the Sky Bet Championship as well. So more fans I get on the channel, the better.
Martin, welcome to the predictions. Week 19, mate. The Championship is now moving fast, going up to that busy Christmas period. Let's talk about midweek. A lot happened in midweek. Southampton, Leeds, Ipswich all won their respective games. Leicester, the league leaders, dropped points very late on at Hillsborough. Then we look at Rotherham. It looks bloody doom and gloom there at the minute. Then you've got QPR picked up their first home win for a very long time, and you could call it a massive win. Then you've got playoff hopefuls Hull. They picked up a win in midweek. West Brom again. Carlos Colbrand's team picking up another big win for them over Cardiff. Coventry, they picked up a win, the draw specialist of the league. Sunderland, not pretty for Sunderland, losing against Huddersfield. But what did you make of midweek, Martin, as a Southampton fan and obviously watching the Championship itself?
I enjoyed the Championship games. I did not enjoy our game one bit, but surprised to see QPR with that win against Stoke. I thought Stoke were in good form, but it's a massive win for QPR, a game that they had to win. Blackburn Rovers, what a result that was against Wayne Rooney's Birmingham City. Sammy
Yeah,
Smodic with
yeah, yeah. They
another.
ain't coming out anytime soon.
Sammy Smodic is unbelievable, isn't he? How good is he? He's
Yep.
just scoring goals for fun. And I guess the shock result of the night really was your boys dropping points against Sheffield Wednesday
Mm.
in that game at Hillsborough. Very surprised when we walked out of St Mary's and saw that one.
Yeah, it weren't looking very pretty for Leicester. It wasn't the prettiest of football, let's be honest. It weren't the best performances. Sheffield Wednesday, no credit to them. They battled hard against Leicester. They minimised our chances and that. They made a good account of themselves. Sheffield Wednesday, you won't think they're in the relegation zone where they are at the bottom of the table, you know what I mean? But yeah, they made it difficult for Leicester. Leicester made it difficult themselves. The amount of mistakes Leicester made in the game, it just wasn't the Leicester we know can actually go and win games and do what we've been doing this season. Sometimes you have an off day, but that off day against Sheffield Wednesday, it was bad. You know what I mean? It's one of the worst performances this season. If you're a Foxes fan, it was cold. I think the only chance apart from Fatawu's chance, which obviously ended up in a goal, was the McAteer one. Vestergaard obviously had a chance late on, but to concede in the manner that you do in the 93rd minute, Martin, I mean, it's harsh, isn't it? It's harsh for any team to concede at that point of the game, but it's a tough one to take. But Sheffield Wednesday deserved a point. Respectively, they deserved a point. Barry Bannon had chances early on. I mean, Sheffield Wednesday could have been one up in bloody 20-odd seconds. And, we got let off the hook a few times with the chances that Sheffield Wednesday had at times early on. And, one of them nights. And, a point is obviously what it was. We wanted 3 points because, we want to keep pushing on. But obviously, sometimes in football, it is what it is. The Championship is a very tough league, and you don't have no right in battering anybody in this league and this and that. And we move on. I mean, Leeds themselves, I mean, they picked up the pace. They wasn't their best performance against Swansea, but they managed to pick up the points. Ipswich picking up 3 points again, putting the pressure on Leicester to go 1 point behind. I mean, Kieran McKenna's men have only lost one at home in the league this season. That came to Leeds, but they seem to be very buoyant, don't they, at home, Ipswich, and playing some great stuff. I know they had to respond after that poor West Brom performance, and they did that. Then we look at the Blackburn. I mean, Sammy Smodic's the leading goal scorer in the league. He's really brightening up Ewood Park at the minute. And, Blackburn are doing really well. I mean, Middlesbrough going to battering Preston in the way they did. I mean, they're not far off the playoffs again. I mean, in the Championship, Martin, you could win one game, you're in the playoffs. You could lose a game, you're out. And then you could be not where you expect to be. But then you look at the relegation zone, Wednesday picking up a point, Rotherham picked up nothing. The big one, what came from the bottom was on Tuesday night, Martin, and the QPR result. No one expected it, even you, Martin. No. It was the first time you went against QPR this season. They waited and waited for you to go against them, and then bang, it happened. QPR won 4-2 against Stoke City. A 10-men, obviously, Stoke City side, but, you beat who's in front of it at the end of the day. And I guess that gives QPR some real testament now, doesn't it, that they've actually gone and won that game after about 20-odd bloody games at home without winning.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised at QPR. Good win for them, but back-to-back games has come thick and fast for them. By the way, they've got to play again tonight. They've got Preston away tonight. So this league's relentless. There's no time between games, is there?
Yeah, I remember both of you saying, well, at least one person behaves QPR. I think with QPR, like you said, Martin, they can get out of it. If any side's going to get out of it, it will be Queen's Park Rangers.
Yeah.
But then you look at Sunderland Huddersfield's game, and Huddersfield beat Sunderland. Sunderland have not won in their last 2 games now. Plymouth and Huddersfield, who are down there near the bottom. You know, that's big wins for Plymouth and Huddersfield to say, you know what, we've actually scalped a side. We're actually fighting for the playoffs. And I guess that shows intent now that they actually want to push on, both of them clubs, knowing they've actually got 3 points each off Sunderland in the last 2 games.
Funny Sunderland, isn't it? Because Sunderland were going so well, and all of a sudden now there's a load of pressure mounting on their manager.
Tony Webber in football, isn't it? Boring football, apparently, of course, Sunderland.
Yeah, they've got some good players there as well, but he's under big pressure. You know, they go to Millwall tomorrow, and that's a tough place to go down to the Den, isn't it? You know, new manager in there, Edwards, and you know he'd be looking to get things right there. They've had a rocky start under his managership there. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that one unravels tomorrow. But, yeah, Sunderland, I'm really surprised at where they're at the moment, because I thought that they were looking really good for the playoffs, and they've got one of the leading goal scorers in the division in Jack Clark. And I thought they'd be flying, but not right now.
And then you obviously talk about Norwich City, 2-0 up against Watford, Martin. And then Watford come fighting back. And now Delia Smith's come out and said 20% of the Boot Boys, 80% of the Norwich fan base are fantastic supporters. And for an owner to come out and say that, it's beyond it, innit? You know what I mean? It's starting that sort of thing off. And I guess when you're not winning games, it becomes frustrating, doesn't it? You know, at the end of the day, you pay the money to go and see football. At the end of the day, you're the customer, aren't you? Basically, we are customers to bloody football, aren't we? You know what I mean? Football's a bloody customers game. It's a business game these days, and you've got, at the end of the day, you have the right to express your opinion if you're not happy. And obviously, Norwich fans aren't happy with the way things are going. Wagner, I don't know how long he's going to be in a job. I mean, you know, there's been quite a bit of pressure on him. What do you read into what Delia Smith said, Martin? And how much do you read on Norwich's performances now with losing against Watford and after winning them 2 games, Martin, you know, that they went on a run with?
But he's still under pressure, Wagner. I think from the Delia Smith perspective, it'd be best keeping a mouth shut, really. And the fans are going to show frustration when they're throwing games away like that, like they were. You know, they were 2-0 up so early on in that game at Watford, and to end up where they did, it was beyond embarrassing, probably, really. But yeah, they seem to score a lot of goals, the Canaries. I think when I looked earlier at the statistics, they're the second highest scorers in the Championship. They've netted 32 goals in 18 games, but they've been found wanting in defence. We've said it for a while. They let way too many goals in, and they need to rectify it, and they don't seem to, do they? But he's under pressure still, Wagner, I would say. And it's a tough place because they've got to go to Bristol City tomorrow. And you would say that's a really tough game. Wagner's lost 5 of his personal meetings with the Robins as well. He's only won 2 against them. No club in his managerial career has he lost more games against than Bristol City. So I don't fancy them tomorrow at all.
Yeah, it's a tough one when you obviously then you look at Hull. I mean, Hull, Middlesbrough, you know, West Brom, another one. How are you shaping up with the playoffs now, Martin? Obviously, West Brom are intent, you know, that they can mingle in with the boys of Leeds and that. And then Hull, you know, their stance is, well, we can go and join you as well. You know, we can battle as much as you can, West Brom. Middlesbrough, you know, they seem to be having a say. I mean, they obviously lost to Bristol City, didn't they? Last weekend, and they obviously built themselves up and reacted well against Preston North End, who the away form's atrocious.
Yeah, the playoff. Talking about the playoffs is interesting, isn't it? Because I'm just looking at the table now. Blackburn are on the verge of gate crashing it right now as well, because they're a couple of points behind Hull City, who sit in 6th. West Brom are one of the informed sides at the moment. They're super impressive. But Hull City, you got to give Rossini a credit. He's got Jaden Philogene, who's just on absolute fire for them. But they're a really good side. He was pretty happy with their result in midweek. And Hull look good. But I think that what you're seeing there at the moment, West Brom and Hull, I always thought a few weeks ago, I thought that they would be right in these playoff places, and they are in there. Southampton, they're still in there. There's a bit of a buffer building between Southampton in fourth and Blackburn in seventh. Blackburn got 28 points, Southampton with 34. So there is a little bit of a buffer. They're starting to build with the sides that are really informed. But then you look at Cardiff, 27 points in ninth. They're not far off. Middlesbrough, again in 10th, 27 points. They're not far off. So it's still quite tight, Jack.
Yeah, it is tight, and I agree. It's hard to call, Martin, this championship season. It's tough. I mean, sometimes you can get the results you want, and sometimes it's bloody harsh, isn't it? The championship. Let's just say it's the reality of football. I think some would say the championship's more entertaining than the Premier League because with the Premier League you can sometimes predict it quite a lot of the time, can't you? But with the championship, absolutely not. But Leeds, Leicester and Southampton, they have found it difficult in the championship so far. It's not been an easy sort of run for either of the sides who's come down.
No, it's tough. It's a tough division. No VAR as well makes it more exciting, though. I think Errol would quite like to see VAR. I saw his comments after their game, Cardiff, in midweek, and he said that the championship needs VAR. Well, I'm not convinced it needs VAR right now because VAR doesn't work in the Premier League, let alone putting it in the championship. So let's just get it right in the Premier League before we put it anywhere else, because in England we just don't seem to be able to do anything right with it. And they need to sort that out pretty quickly. But I enjoy the championship. I think it's super competitive, and I'm really looking forward to this next round of fixtures. I think there's some absolute crackers this weekend. I really do, Jack. And we'll have a really nice idea about a few teams at the end of this weekend.
Yeah, we'll have a good look. Guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already and you're new, hit the subscribe button. Go in, subscribe to Martin's channel as well at FootballMartin_. Does some great content for Southampton. Go check out Martin's matchday vlogs and that. He does some great content there. If you're a Southampton fan, go and check out like the Christmas stalls and that. Martin's obviously spoke to a few stallers, haven't you, Martin?
I did, yeah. I got myself down to the high street in Southampton. There was a really good Christmas market going on, and one of the gentlemen that organises a lot of the away travel for Southampton supporters, he was down there selling football gifts for Christmas from like every team, not just Southampton. There was everybody. There was Leeds United stuff. There was Leicester stuff there, mugs. So I had a chat with him. He gave me his best selling products for this Christmas. But no, I like to get interacting with the fans and getting a bit of a feel, because there's a lot of people. Like I talk to people that are in Australia, New Zealand. I had a guy message me a couple of days ago, and he said, "You're giving us an insight into what's going on in and around the club from a fan's point of view," and they really like it. So more people that come on, more content I can bring, the better, really.
Yeah, Martin, let's get prepared for week 19 then of the championship predictions. Obviously, there is 12 fixtures. Obviously, 11 play. One play tonight, which is Preston QPR. 10 play tomorrow, and then Bristol City Norwich, they play on Sunday. So that's one which will be obviously be the last game. We'll get to our first one. Preston versus Queen's Park Rangers. Preston are going to want that win. They've lost 2 in their last 2 now. Preston North End conceding 6 goals in their last 2. QPR scored 4 in the week against Stoke City. A win that they really much needed. Queen's Park Rangers. What are the stats in this one, Martin?
Well, Ryan Lowe, he was not a happy man, the Preston manager, after their midweek defeat. He went on to say that the first half performance was not acceptable as his side fell to their 4th defeat from 5 games, like you say. But he'd be pretty glad that they've returned to Deepdale, because they've got a fairly decent record at Deepdale. Preston have lost just twice in the league this season at home. They've won 5, drawn 2, and lost 2. So their form at home is good. A repeat of the 1-0 victory that QPR attained here last season, because they did win there last season, would be pretty timely for QPR tonight, you would have to say. And it will follow up that 4-2 victory in midweek really well. Tuesday's victory, I would say, is pretty big for Marty Cifuentes. His first win as the QPR manager. QPR, though, they haven't won on the road since September, Jack. The players to watch, you would say, in this game is the striker for Preston is Ozimich. He's scored in each of their last 3 outings at Deepdale. Each of those have all come before half-time as well. QPR, though, like we said, they're winless in their last. They are winless in their last 14 Friday Championship games, drawn 2 and lost 12. The last time they won on a Friday in the Championship, 2011.
Not a good stat that in, is it? To be fair, I tell you what, and this one for Preston, I think Preston have the home advantage. I think QPR obviously won their game in midweek, a win that they'll obviously want to build on tonight against Preston, QPR. But I see this one for me in Preston's advantage, to be fair, Martin. I'm going to go 2-0 to Preston in this one. I'm going to back Ryan Lowe's side in this game. Yeah, I think 2-0 to Preston for me, Martin. What do you reckon, mate?
I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. I think they're draw this one.
Draw. You're backing Arthur on that one, then?
Yeah, I am indeed. I am with you, Arthur, on that one, my friend.
2-2 draw. Interesting. Next one is West Brom versus Leicester. The Foxes travel to the Hawthorns in the 12:30 kickoff tomorrow. The return to the Hawthorns for Leicester City manager Enzo Maresca, who made his name in England when he was at West Brom. That's where he started off in England, West Bromwich Albion. West Brom, high flying in this game, aren't they? 8 clean sheets out of 11, is it, for West Brom? Jamie Vardy loves a goal against West Brom, though, Martin, scoring 6 in his last 5 at the Hawthorns. Leicester picked up 5 wins in 5 in their last visits to the Hawthorns, but Queen's Park Rangers, West Brom, they're a tough side. Carlos Carbrand's got them going. I believe they picked up, you said, 53 points since last November in home form. Why do I keep calling them QPR? West Brom. It's because I'm looking at QPR on my phone now while I'm looking at the results. But yeah, this one is a absolute must win for Leicester. A very tough game. The Foxes need to respond well after letting that goal away to Wednesday and dropping points. So, yes, it's a must win tomorrow, and a tough game, but I think it'll be a close one between the two sides, a proper battling game. Harry Winks versus John Swift in that midfield will be key. I think, it's going to be a lot of battles tomorrow, aren't they? I mean, let's be honest. I mean, you've got Carl Bartley as well versus Yannick Vestergaard in set pieces, in corners and that, free kicks. So I think Leicester will just edge this one for me, Martin. I know a few people have gone against Leicester in this one, but I'm going to back the Foxes, and I'm going to go 2-1 to the Foxes.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good game, Jack. I'm looking forward to this one. Unfortunately, we'll be travelling to St Mary's when this one kicks off, so we'll probably be on our phones on Sky Go trying to get as much of this game in as we can, because I think it could be one of the best games of the weekend. The Baggies registered their 5th win in their last 6 matches in midweek against Cardiff City with that 1-0 win. Yeah. But they've got an impressive defensive line, Jack. Like you were saying, they've kept 8 clean sheets in their last 11 matches, West Bromwich Albion. But they're the massive underdogs in this game, but they are good at home. 3 points collected at home since last November is So hold on, I'm just going to get the statistic on this one. So Leicester City, they've left the Hawthorns with all 3 points, in each of their last 5 visits there. Yeah, so that's pretty good record there. Very good record. And Leicester City, they've won their last 13 league matches when scoring first, Jack, as well. Didn't know if you knew that one. I saw that statistic today.
That's a
Interesting.
start.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I believe there was one about a 12:30 kickoff, wasn't the Martin, on your stats yesterday, West Brom Leicester?
Yeah. What was the statistic on that one? Yeah, I sent it to you yesterday. Can't remember what it was actually. There was loads of statistics on this game, but don't know if I can find it, mate.
Let me just check it quickly. Hold on. It says there's that says travels continue to the Foxes have gone winless in 3 of their last 4 matches, 1 draw, 2 defeats, which is seen Ipswich cut their lead to the summit by a single point. Enzo Maresca's men will be looking to at least momentarily widen that gap this early Saturday fixture, although winning just 2 of their last 9 matches, kicking off in the 12:30 slot is a massive cause for concern. Well, yeah, I don't know what to say about that one, Martin. Yeah. Can we change it? Can we change it to 3:00 and put someone else at 12:30?
I hate the midday kickoffs.
Yeah,
I really don't like them. I hate it when we play. To be fair, we've been fairly good when Southampton have played midday games. The Leeds United game we won 3-0. Birmingham City game 3-1. Was it 3-1?
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was now, but we won those games and they were those early kickoffs. But I don't like them, Jack, at all.
Nope. Next one, Martin, is Birmingham versus Rotherham United. Both sides conceded 4 goals in midweek. Birmingham losing to Blackburn 4-2. Rotherham United losing 4-1 to Hull City. This one's an interesting tie. This one isn't it? St Andrews. Both sides need the wins, of course, to do. Both sides want to respond. Obviously, Rotherham's former manager's now gone to Bristol Rovers. Mr. Matty Taylor, he's manager of Bristol Rovers now. That got confirmed today. Rotherham still without a manager. Still not confirmed one. Wayne Rooney, though, in his last home win was Sheffield Wednesday 2-1. So the Blues, can they give Rotherham the Blues in this one? I've gone for a 2-0 Birmingham win for me, Martin.
Yeah, it'd be a good game.
What's the stats?
Well, the stats on this one, well, Rooney, as we know, he's had 5 defeats from his first 7 games as the Birmingham manager. The Blues, they conceded 3 times in the opening 14 minutes of that second half at Ewood Park in midweek, and they've now let in 16 goals under the former England player. 5 more than league leaders Leicester, who have all season in England's second tier. It also said on the road they've conceded. So Rotherham, this is on the road they've conceded 9 times in their last 2 encounters, and they've scored only twice in their last 7. Obviously, one of those was a consolation goal at Hull on the week in midweek. Rotherham, though, obviously they need to turn things around, don't they? They haven't got a great record against Birmingham. They've only beaten them twice since the start of the 1990s. Drawn 7, Jack. Get this, they've lost 10. I would
They've
expect.
They've not really won in 17 meetings.
No. But Dembele's in good form. I was reading what the Blues fans were saying. They say that Dembele, he played well midweek, notched 2 goals after the break, didn't he, in midweek against Blackburn. He's now Birmingham's joint leading goal scorer this season.
Yeah.
Rotherham they have only netted 3 first half away goals in the Championship this calendar year. So they're just dreadful.
I believe I read a stat where they're so bad away from home, Martin.
Yeah. Yeah, they're awful. I'm firmly going.
What are you going for?
I'm going to go with Wazza's men for this one. I'm going to go with Birmingham 2, Rotherham 0.
Next one, Martin, is Hull versus Watford.
Cracker. What a game.
Hull are fantastic at home.
What a game.
You know, they're very hard to beat. Liam Rosenior is due to sign a new contract very soon. Obviously, he talks about the love he has for Hull City and that. This one's a tight game, though, isn't it, to call? Watford, I mean, they've picked up, haven't they, Watford in form. But obviously, their away form still seems to hang over them, doesn't it? To be fair. In their last away game, Watford, they ended up losing to Leicester. They did come back and beat Norwich from 2 goals down to win 3-2. Hull battered Rotherham United 4-1. I think Hull had that game bloody tied up in the first half, to be fair. This one is, for me, I think I'm going to go 2-1 to the Tigers.
Yeah, I think Hull are going to hit some good form. I think there'll be loads of goals in this game. But Liam Rosenior, I was listening to his post-match. He was really pleased with their result midweek. But he said they were a joy to watch, Jack, is what he said. But he'd be pretty pleased, though, Rosenior, to have his boys back on home soil this weekend. They've lost just one league game at the MKM Stadium, haven't they? So they've won 4, drawn 4. And the positive omens do continue, Jack, in this fixture. When it comes to their home record against Watford, the Tigers have won their 2 previous meetings in East Yorkshire. So I would firmly think that Hull would be bang on for this one. They're in good form anyway. We know that Watford don't travel that well, don't we? We spoke about it loads of times on this show. They're just not good, and they can be slow to start games on the road as well. And I don't see anything other than Jaden Philogene causing them an absolute menace, because was it, more goals in the week for him. He's netted 4 in their last 6 games, including that midweek brace, with 4 of those 5 goals coming in the second half of games as well. So he's a player that can really influence games late on, this boy. But he's one of the best young players in the division. I said it on the show earlier on this week.
What are you going for, Martin?
So my score prediction for this one will be Hull City 3, Watford 2.
Yep. Ipswich versus Cov is the next one. This one's going to be a tight affair, to be fair, I think.
Yeah, it will be.
I have put my prediction in the WhatsApp group. I can change it. I will change it for this game. I think this one, looking at the stats, and that's going to be even tighter than I thought, to be fair. But Coventry, the draw specialist for a reason. And Ipswich do concede goals, no word of a lie. They did beat Millwall in their last home game. They have got a real good feel factor at Portman Road, and they're doing really well. Coventry, though, they've still picked up more draws and wins. So I tell you what, I fancy this being a 2-2 draw.
I think there'll be goals in it, Jack. Portman Road's a fortress for them, without any doubt. But winning would be massive for them, wouldn't it, this weekend? They're going to need to just keep it going and just keep the pressure on Leicester. And obviously, Southampton and Leeds are going to be breathing down their neck as well. But they've won every game at home bar 1. Am I right in saying that this season?
Yeah.
And they're scoring 3+ goals on 8 separate occasions at home, Jack. So they do score a lot. There'll be goals in this. Chaplin, he scored in 5 separate Championship home games this season already for Ipswich. So he is on form for them, stepped up to the Championship, doing really, really well. Ipswich's last 10 competitive matches have all seen opening goals scored within the first 20 minutes of games.
Bloody hell.
But I am going to go with a draw. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. Coventry looked good last week at Millwall. So, do you know what? I'm going to go with the draw. I love to see a draw as a Southampton fan.
Yeah, I think Coventry love draws this season, don't they? Let's be honest. I mean, it's the way we talk about Cov this season.
Don't go far wrong putting a draw in the predictions for them, that's for sure.
I do like the promotion hopeful as well. If Ipswich drop points, if we can go and beat West Brom and then Ipswich drop points, fantastic. But I think that'll be a tight game, Ipswich and Coventry. Coventry won't be there to lay down for Ipswich, will they? They'll make Ipswich work hard and that, and it'll be a fight to the finish between two sides. So 2-2 for me. I'm going to change it. What have we got next? We have got Leeds versus Middlesbrough.
Tough game.
This one's another tough game. Leeds beat Swansea 3-1 in the week.
Mm.
Middlesbrough won 4-0 against Preston. Middlesbrough,
Mm.
you know, they're really doing well, aren't they? Despite some defeats in the last few games, but you know they are doing well. I think they'll miss Sam Green. Will they miss Sam Greenwood for this one? I believe he's on loan from
Mm.
Leeds.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to go without him. But like I say, Michael Carrick's got them playing again. They've gone playing some good football. I think that'll cause Leeds problems. Leeds wasn't great against Swansea, talking to Owen and that. And
Borough
I
got a lot of
think,
injuries going into this one, by the way. Loads of
yeah,
injuries.
it don't help, does it? Leeds have obviously got the Somervilles, haven't they? The Joel Perreaults, the Dan
Yeah.
Jameses, the Jorginho Rutter. I mean, Patrick Bamford against his former club. Which way do I see it going on Ellen Road? I'll tell you what, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
I'm going to go with the draw, Jack, as well. But they are good at home, Leeds. We know they're good at home. But it was a crucial 3 points against Swansea in midweek for them. It extended their unbeaten run to 5 games. They won 4 and they've drawn 1.
Ooh.
And it's kept them right in that leading pack, isn't it? They're still well in their leads. But yeah, the majority of Leeds' fine work this season does come at home. It does come at home. It does come at home.
Arthur's not happy there, Martin. Terry went for a 3-1 Middlesbrough. And, Arthur's going and told Terry to go watch EastEnders, so I don't know.
Michael Carrick, though, mate. Michael Carrick said that they had, I think they had 9 first-team players missing in midweek through injury. But he keeps saying there's plenty more to come from Middlesbrough. That's what he keeps saying. He keeps saying that. So, yeah, I think it'd be a fairly tight game. I put down a draw earlier, but I think Leeds will edge it, actually. I'm going to go with a 3-2 Leeds win in this one.
3-2 Leeds, yeah. So you're not going to go for that draw. You're gonna edge it for Leeds.
I think they'll win. Yeah, I think they'll win.
Yep. Next one, Martin. We have got Millwall versus Sunderland. Yeah, Millwall got thumped, didn't they, in the week against Ipswich. Millwall, you know, they got beat. Was it against Coventry last home game, was it? They got beat. So they're not on some bloody good form in it. But then neither are Sunderland. Sunderland have lost the last 2 and all. So it's a battle of the teams who's lost their last 2 games. Sunderland, in their last away game, they lost to Plymouth. Which way does this one go for me? I'm going to go for a 2-0 Sunderland win in this one. I think he'll turn it round. I know when you talk to Sunderland fans, they say boring Tony Mowbray football, fed up of watching it at times. And you talk to Blaze and he says the same. And, you know, it looks like a difficult period at Sunderland at the minute.
Yeah,
obviously, they need them inspiring players like Jack Clark, Joby Bellingham to show up in this game. But I think Sunderland win this one 2-0 for me.
Yeah, but they've got to rediscover their scoring touch, mate. That's for sure, especially on travels. They fired blanks in their last 3 championship away games as well.
Yeah.
But the deadlock has been broken inside the opening half an hour in 6 of Sunderland's last 7 games. That's either way. So I think it'd be, don't know, I think Sunderland might just turn it back round, to be fair. I've gone with Sunderland 3, Millwall 2. There might not be as many goals in it as that. I don't know why I've gone with 3-2, but I think Sunderland will edge it. That's for sure.
Yep. Next one is Plymouth versus Stoke. Plymouth are doing well at home, Martin. This is where they've got their golden touch at home. And, they don't seem to be firing any blanks anytime soon at home, do Plymouth. Beat Sunderland last home game, didn't they? Plymouth obviously fell short at Coventry. But their home form, you know, they've discovered very well in this league. Whittaker's been fantastic. Yep. I mean, scoring goals. I think someone would snap him up next summer.
He's scored, mate, in each of Plymouth's last 3 home games as well. Morgan Whittaker has. He's in well good form.
Then they take on a Stoke side who lost 4-2 to QPR in their last away game. QPR Stoke will obviously want to fire back this game after losing against QPR 4-2, but I think Plymouth win this one for me, Martin. 1-0 to the Argyle.
Yeah, they're good at home. 5 of their championship victories this season have all come at home. But he said, their manager, Schumacher, he said they can be a match for anyone on their own patch when they get it right. And that's absolutely right. You know, they've beaten Sunderland at home, Norwich City at home, Blackburn at home. I think they put 3 past Blackburn at home. Yeah. But yeah, it will be interesting. Stoke City, though, they flirted on and off of relegation. Some interesting statistics around Stoke. Stoke have registered the lowest points haul from their opening 18 games since they've been relegated to the Championship. They've got 21 points at this moment in time. They've won 6, drawn 3, and lost 9. That's in the 4 seasons they've been in the Championship. Lowest return of points after that opening 18 games. So I think it'd be a tough one for Stoke. I am going to go with a Plymouth win in this one. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win.
2-1 win.
I am.
Next one we go to is Sheffield Wednesday versus Blackburn Rovers. Sheffield Wednesday picked up a massive point over Leicester. Blackburn are on some fine form though, aren't they? Sammy Smodics don't look like he's losing his shooting boots anytime soon in Championship top scorer. Signs
a new contract in midweek, doesn't he, as well? Yep. So they'd be very obviously protecting his value there big time because he's going to be worth a few quid in a minute, isn't he? But yeah, they're in good form, aren't they? Blackburn. You would he's red hot, Smodic, though. He has scored 3 of Blackburn's last 5 away league goals. But you just wouldn't bet against him again the weekend getting another brace, would you? He's just that sort of player that's in such good form. But they've got momentum, haven't they, Blackburn, right now? Yep. At a good time, Jack, as well. It's a really good time to get momentum. I think they've got Leeds on the horizon maybe next week, and they won't really want to drop points if they're going to be serious about being a playoff contender. It's a game that they're going to need to win, I would say. I'm going to go with a Blackburn win. I'm going to go with what I put in the WhatsApp group earlier. I am going to go with a 4-0 Blackburn win. I'm going to give Smodic a hat-trick in this one.
Yeah, he's going to be key in this one, Sammy Smodics. But like I say, Daddy Roll, you know, he's I know Sheffield Wednesday are bottom, but they look well set up against Leicester. They looked a side who, you know, had that little bit more confidence about them. You know, they stopped Leicester playing, let's be honest, and they'll look to do the same what they did to Leicester to Blackburn. And but I think for me, Blackburn will have too much from in this one. Smodic is going to score in the game again for me. Probably Tyrese Dolan as well. I know Ollie loves Tyrese Dolan. So I'm going to go 3-0 Blackburn.
Yeah, I think there'll be some goals in it.
Yeah, I agree. Next one, Martin, we're going to your boys. Southampton at home. They take on Cardiff City, a Cardiff City side who they seem hard to beat at times, don't they, Cardiff City? I mean, in their last away travels, they beat Preston North End 2-1, scoring in the 99th minute to win that one. They did lose to West Brom, though, by a narrow 1-0 defeat. To take on a Southampton side who picked up a narrow 1-0 win against Bristol City. Kyle Walker-Peters were a winner there. I did say Southampton would win 1-0 against Bristol City. Bristol City, though, should have probably been 2-0 up by half-time, but like I say, you don't take your chances, you get punished. And yeah, I think Cardiff will be tough opponents for Southampton.
They will.
I believe you're going to be missing Ross Stewart, Martin, till Christmas.
Yeah, we've got 2 big injury issues. Russell Martin held his post-match press conference today down at the training ground, and he did announce that Ross Stewart has a hamstring injury and he will be out till at least the other side of Christmas. So Ross Stewart, who they brought in to play up front to help us fire us back to the Premier League, is going to be injured till January. He's not really hardly kicked a ball yet. And the other massive blow, Jack, comes with our winger, Kamaldeen Silamana. He's picked up an injury as well. He will be out till after Christmas as well. So another massive blow for Russell Martin. But we had to be patient in midweek. We didn't play particularly well. But we managed to get that victory. It takes us to 10 games unbeaten, which is
Yep.
really good, but we've not been convincing in the last 2 games. 5 of our last 7 wins have come by a 1-goal margin. And the manager did admit today it's something that we're going to need to rectify pretty quickly, because the defence, as we know, is quite vulnerable, with only Preston and Rotherham having kept fewer clean sheets than Southampton's 3 in the division this season. Cardiff, though, they'll be in search of a 3rd consecutive victory on Southampton soil. The last time the Bluebirds were beaten at St Mary's was way back, Jack, February 2009. They've won 2 and drawn 1 of their last 3 games. So it'd be an interesting one. I don't think it'd be an easy one for Southampton, mate. I think it'd be really, really tough. I put in the WhatsApp group, I believe we could slip up in this one. So if any Southampton fans are tuning in, they're going to shoot me. I put down in the predictions in our group earlier that we were going to lose 2-1. I'm going to stick with it. I think we lose this one 2-1.
This one's going to be a tight game. Cardiff will obviously give you a game. Obviously, 10 games unbeaten. They'll set up really well against Southampton. I've got you winning 2-1 here, Martin. I'm going to stick with that.
Going the other way around, Jack.
Terry's got you winning 2-1 as well. So that's 2 Foxes fans going 2-1 for you to win.
Thank you, Terry.
So, yeah, I think Southampton just nick the
massive
goals.
blow for us today, losing Ross Stewart. I think it's just a massive... It will. Everyone will be deflated within the squad, but I think the fans as well, because there has been so much expectation around Ross coming back into the side, and he made his debut a couple of weeks ago. We're all really excited by him, but we play without an out-and-out striker. We've been playing Alcaraz as a false 9. I think we need a striker. Shay Adams has come into the fold a little bit last couple of weeks, but he's going to have to start finding the net pretty quickly because we just don't score enough goals.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the 2-1 Saints. We move to our next one, Martin. Swansea Huddersfield. Swansea losing against Leeds in their last game. Huddersfield beating Sunderland. Was it 2-1? That gives them some confidence now going into this one. Michael Duff, Swansea ain't got the best home record after Martin going into this game.
No,
Jamal Lowe's gonna have to be at his best. I believe they drew 2-2 with Hull City last home game. They've got to start picking up soon. Huddersfield they're going
to get sucked in, Jack, aren't they? Swansea in a minute.
They're going to be sucked in if they carry on dropping points the way they are. But their away form looks better than their home form, and I think this game. What have I got this game as? I've got this game as a 1-1 draw. I think this is a fair result for me for this one, a 1-1 draw. I don't think either side's been better than each other this season, to be honest. And I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to stick with that draw from me for Swansea Huddersfield.
Yeah, they're 4 defeats in 7 for Swansea. But Huddersfield, they've lost 4 of their last 5 at the Swansea.com stadium. They've only won 1, but their only victory, that was behind closed doors during the COVID-19 pandemic. Jerry Yates, he's the leading talisman for Swansea right now, and he netted against Huddersfield in black ball colours during last season's campaign.
Yep.
Swansea, though, they've only won 2 of their last 8 home games held on a Saturday. They've drawn 3. This is a 3:00 kickoff on a Saturday. Drawn 3, lost 3. Though one of those wins was against Huddersfield back in April, Jack.
So to beat Huddersfield on them travels then. Interesting stuff. The next one, Martin. What was your actual score prediction for the?
My score prediction for the Swansea game? We go with the 2-0 Swansea win. I think they'll win this one.
2-0 Swansea. That's what Terry's gone for.
I'm going to go against all the statistics. Going to go against all of it.
The last one is Bristol City versus Norwich. Bristol City under Liam Manning picked up a 3-2 win over Middlesbrough in their last home game. Bristol. They'll look to keep keep that run going at home, won't they? Having beaten Middlesbrough, they'll look to scalp another side like Norwich. Norwich, though, yeah, what can you say? They've only picked up 2 wins in the last couple of games, haven't they? Norwich have not been great. You've even got the owner, the Delia Smith, coming out and going on about the frustration and that, the fans and that, and yeah, maybe that's probably kept not being said at all, is it really? But you know, Bristol City won't be an easy game for Norwich. Obviously, Norwich were 2-0 up against Watford and messed that completely up, lost 3-2 in their last away travels. And I think Bristol City, for me, win this game 2-1. 2-1 Bristol City for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Bristol City in this one, I think, as well. The Canaries, though, they have won 9 of their last 13 against the Robins, including that cup win at Ashton Gate in August, because they won there in the cup in August. Mark Seitz, though, he was the match winner last time out at Ashton Gate against Middlesbrough, and he also struck the killer blow in this fixture last season as well. I'm going to go with the Bristol City win, Jack, in this one. I went with, I'm going to get my score predictions back up from our group. I'm going to stick with what I went with in that. I've gone with let me grab it. 2 seconds. Did I put it on here? I must have done. Perhaps I've missed it off.
I've missed it off as well. I've missed it off as well. I went for every other result apart from Bristol City Norwich.
I copied Callum. That's why. I copy and paste Callum.
Yeah, he copied and pasted mine, and I copied and pasted Big P's.
I'm blaming you guys. Anyway, I'm going to go with Bristol City. 2-0. 2-0 Bristol City win this one.
2-0. No, I appreciate that.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Martin, thanks for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it.
You are welcome.
Let everybody know where they can find you and what you do regarding the YouTube and that.
Yeah, YouTube at FootballMartin_ and the same on TikTok. Daily updates on TikTok as well. I'm just about to go on TikTok and post a preview of tomorrow's game, a bit like what we've just done here. But I'm going to go a little bit more in depth into the Southampton side of things. Give my thoughts on tomorrow's game. So give me a follow over on TikTok. Even if you're a fan of another club, I try and get fans on from every club. So I had a Bristol City fan on the other night. I've had Leicester fans on, Leeds. I have everybody on. West Brom. I try and get every fan on from every club on my channel at some stage.
Thanks for coming on, Martin. Appreciate it, mate. All the best, pal.
Thank you.
That was Football Martin. Join me for the predictions for week 19. Thank you to all of you guys who have took your time out to come and watch tonight. We really appreciate it as always. If you've enjoyed this stream, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed to the Final Whistle, hit that subscribe button. It helps us out massively. If you haven't checked it out already, go check out the match preview.